Thanks so much for joining. Here's No Respect. Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, what is up, man?
Not much. It's good to chat again.
Yeah, man. I'm a little surprised. Managed to get Mackie and Alex out of bed.
No way.
Us on the pod. Yep. Hello.
We got everyone. We got everyone from the No Respect podcast.
Oh yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. What are you guys up to?
Got a hot tea here in my jammies, ready to watch the game. Hopefully not fall asleep.
Sick. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I've never seen a start time like this before, and it's gonna be. I'm all for late games, but this is crazy late.
I had a tough time last game. I hate to admit it, but I was like, my eyes were shutting, and then Adam Gaudette fucking opened them up for me.
Oh man, the ping woke you up.
Yeah.
Too
much gap on Ben Sherrod and Adam Gaudette on that goal. Way too much. That's what woke me up.
Yeah, man, that was brutal. Fucking Carey just cannot get a shutout. I swear he would lead the NHL all time in shutouts, but instead he has a million 1-goal performances.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Alex was talking about that on the podcast. Like there was that Calgary game. I think he was playing lights out, and then there was that squeaker. I can't remember from the point on Calgary, that game that he was playing so great. And it just seems like I don't know if it's situational, puck luck, whatever it may be. But yeah, like you said, he just can't get that shutout. I feel like he would have so many more if those like last minute breakdowns didn't happen on the ads. So hopefully that clears up this season or at least in the future. It's definitely his pad choice, I think. Like the color of his pad really, I think, affects the game a lot. Yeah.
Oh man, we haven't seen them in a few days. Thank Christ, and I hope they're fucking gone forever.
Yeah, man. I mean, he got those god awful blueberry colored pads. Like those are, to me, those are really ugly. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know if he's worn blue in his career. Maybe once, like in his first season. I just don't recall.
No, I can't remember at all.
Yeah, that was a shocker, man. I was hyped when he wore the partial white ones there, and then the very next practice to see him stroll out in fucking royal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Man. He's all for the Patrick Waugh tributes this year, though. It's interesting.
Yeah, at least. But I mean, you need to get the wins, though. That's the main thing. That's what we're counting on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Stanley Cup. Patrick Waugh last goalie to win a Stanley Cup for the Habs.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
I'll take it.
Something with that. So when did you guys start up?
I think it was 2016. Yeah, it was actually right after the PK Subban Shea Weber trade. Yeah, I think our first episode was talking about that, and we've been around for a while, kind of on and off, and we've had different formats. Like at first we were only on iTunes, then we started doing like Twitch streams for our podcast. Now we're pretty much on everything, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. So it's been a roller coaster. We're kind of inconsistent, but trying to get more consistent as the years go by. Yeah, and I mean, one thing that I wanted to mention, Matt, because we spoke a little bit about it when you came on the podcast, but you were a big inspiration in terms of the consistency, and as you can see right now, you've got this whole community that's watching you at fucking 10 p.m. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
Do it up.
A little bit of a No Respect brand here.
Do it up.
But what I was going to tell you is that it's as people that we all have jobs, we're all trying to do. We all have this huge passion, which is the Montreal Canadiens, and not going to lie, watching you go in and out all the time on YouTube, basically covering my YouTube homepage with the amount of content that you put out. It was one of those things that, we knew that to step up our game, we have to look at a guy like you. And so for that, I just want to say, thanks for being an inspiration for us, because you're really a guy that we looked up to in terms of being somebody that's so consistent in his passion and, just putting yourself out there. And we know that it's not easy. So, God bless. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, man, that Mackie, that means a lot, man. Because it is, I try not to talk about it too often, but it's a fucking grind, man. It really is.
No, I know.
Yeah, so to hear that coming from you guys really means a lot, and just to to know that I've been able to inspire people. It's kind of weird, right? Because I've been doing it for 3 years. I was in the same boat as the Habs Forum guys who were just on. I asked them, was this something you wanted to do for a while and then finally you bit the bullet? Because that's what it was like for me. Like for a couple different years or for a few different years, I was like, I was kicking myself in the ass. I actually have a note that I still have somewhere that, and pardon my French here, that I wrote, "Get to work, pussy. You're capable of much more."
Yeah.
And then finally I just said, fuck it. I set up this office and started it. So yeah, it means a lot for you giving that compliment to me, man. I appreciate it. And I love what you guys are doing. I don't know if you must have went through a rebranding, because the graphics you guys have right now on your Twitter, on all your content, it's like, I love it. The pixelated images, they're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we kind of put our heads together and just tried to bang something else that actually looked kind of consistent all over, and that's what came out. Yeah, well, Justin's being super modest, because he's the guy that has like all those skills. Like, I basically was like, "Hey, can you like maybe tweak this?" And he's like, "Really, you're gonna start fucking doing this to us right now?" So, but Justin's just like, he's got the stats on our overlay that he did, because he's a programmer in real life. So like all the credit really goes out to him. He's also the artist like that did all the pixelated art. So yeah, every credit goes to Justin for that. Okay, let's stop on my side here. They're full.
I'm the same way as you, Justin, man. It's hard to take compliments.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so this game tonight, we got different lines. I mean, other than the D pairs, which are staying together maybe way too long, but yeah, Vancouver again. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna let Alex speak, because it's tough when it's a three-way call. I don't know if he has something that he can share here. Alex, that's a no.
Did he fall asleep?
I think that's a no. Did we lose Alex? We might have lost. Well, anyways, all right. So if we get Alex back, I guess I could start off. But yeah, I mean, Vancouver, we saw with Toronto, right? It's still an NHL team. That's the thing, is that when we talk about this North Division, yes, there are some teams that are winning the race and kind of separating themselves from the pack.
Oh.
Especially with the Habs team that doesn't have that. I think everybody knows that kind of like game breaker talent. If you take the foot off the gas, I think anything can happen. And we saw it even with 45 seconds left in last game there with Adam Gaudette. You got one gap there. It's gonna cost in this league. So I don't like taking any team lightly, especially with Montreal's track record. It's not good with the Detroit of last season, the Ottawa of this season. Even though Ottawa, again, like they're putting up some fights against some other teams here, but I think that the Habs should be winning this on paper. But at the same time, the Vancouver Canucks, they have those pieces, and you just feel like, I don't know if Pettersson is back tonight, but I feel like you should be capitalizing on a win when he's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just really excited to see kind of Jesper Kotkaniemi with Brendan Gallagher. I think that's going to be interesting. I don't know if you've seen them together yet in their career, unless like maybe on the power play. But yeah, that I think is going to be maybe a spark plug for Jesper, and hopefully we get hopefully Jesper Kotkaniemi can continue his kind of confident streak of just playing great hockey and putting up some points.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's starting to speak some French today. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No way. I think, just one sec, guys. I think maybe Alex might have us on hold. We're getting beeps. Did you guys want to just gather the three of you and call me back?
I have him muted. I can't hear Scotian anymore.
Hello. I'm just going to get them guys to call me back without the beeps. I don't know what happened there. We'll get them back on. Sorry about that, gents. Let's see how this goes. Howdy.
Hello?
Hey.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
No worries, guys. Is it all three of you back?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but I don't know if we have Alex. Did we lose him? It's okay.
I got still no Alex. But yeah, I could hear you guys the whole time, so we're all good. There was just some beep in there.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Kotkaniemi and Gallagher. I don't think they have been together in their whole careers yet. I mean, in KK's whole career anyway. I'm sure they've spent a bit of time on the ice together, but it's going to be interesting seeing Gallagher, doing what he always does, opening the space, getting in the dirty areas, and hopefully that opens up that extra space for KK. And then, of course, Toffoli on the other side. He's just so smart up there and can do everything.
And it's going to be good to see finally Gallagher unstapled from Danault. It seems like the past 2 years. I mean, I love Danault. Like, I don't want to. I hate when people shit talk him. Like, obviously he's having some trouble offensively this year, but I still think he's a great player.
I'm with you. He's still doing more defensively than he's getting credit for with these two young centers in the top 6 or top 9.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think that maybe Gallagher. Gallagher's been playing great, and it's just more credit to Ducharme putting the players that are playing great together to kind of generate some offense that wasn't necessarily producing last game.
Yeah, that was exactly what you were talking about last time when you came on the podcast, Matt, was the fact that you're going to see Ducharme kind of ride the hot hand, which is great. Like that's what you want your coach to do. And, to be honest, I've always been a guy, like the guys will know that I'm very kind of like wait and see because I don't have all the information. But when you kind of see the difference between what Claude Julien used to do and what Ducharme is doing now, that's when I say, like, yeah, you should have been doing this the whole time. Like, this is exactly what a coach needs to be doing. Like adjusting, and it makes sense that like there's not one set line that's going to work all the time. There's a little bit of a question mark with why the deep pairs are staying so kind of tight. That part, I don't know if it's Luke Richardson that's keeping tabs on that for whatever reason. So I still want to give the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if you have any like hypotheses on your side because it's weird.
Yeah. I'm not that. I was listening to Happy Hour today, and they're going to be coming on after you guys, and they touched on that with Eric Engels about how it's a little bit easier to change around the forward core, just where there's so many different players in it, and where the defense there, it's just such an important role these defensemen have, and then especially specifically with Weber and Sherratt, I think they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes together and really like playing together. That I don't know if it's because Weber, as the captain, has a bit more say. Maybe he just wants it to stay together a little bit longer. Or I definitely think there's going to be some changes there eventually. But it's nice to see that the forward group is changing around for sure. And you mentioned that maybe it's something they should have been doing the whole time, like under Claude Julien, and it's nice to see that change under Ducharme, which I totally agree. But the one thing I would add is that unfortunately, Claude's second tenure here with the Habs, it's going to be hard to look back on as a success, especially as a fan. But I think as a franchise and as a team, there's definitely some, fundamentals, specifically 5-on-5, that he drilled into those players, especially the young guys, that I think will, be beneficial moving forward. But it's been way too long for us. We've been in need of a young, modern type coach for so long. So to get Ducharme in there, and then on top of that, Alex Burrows, who looks like a firecracker out there in practice, like I can't be more thrilled.
I couldn't agree more though. Like I think even that when we looked at the coaches for the Canada team, like Claude Julien was the D coach for that group. And I think in a future kind of role, unless he kind of like changes up the way that he leads a full group, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the ideal thing, and nothing against Luke Richardson, but for the fundamentals, like you said, like taking care of your end to make sure that you get that puck to get to the offensive zone, and then you have a guy like Ducharme kind of leading your group, and with an Alex Burrows leading your group in the offensive zone afterwards, that would make for a great kind of recipe of like taking care of the 200-foot space that the ice is, so that's the 200-foot game that you're looking for a team to, play. So I think that Claude, like you said, the fundamentals of this group are so kind of engraved. It's going to be great to see if they can get to that next level, and hopefully it comes in with the guys like Nick Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, and we can see them flourish into these guys that are expressing themselves alongside with Jonathan Drouin, right? We spoke a little bit about how this might unlock another level for this guy that we've been waiting for as Habs fans. So hopefully that's like, what can happen for this team to really get it together, especially for a playoff push this year.
Yeah, and also not to mention I love Alex Burrows, how he was like a huge Habs fan growing up and even playing in the league. I saw an interview or a quote today of him talking about how his his teammates in Vancouver used to ride on him for watching the Habs games before his actual NHL game in Vancouver, which is just great to see. It's really awesome. Whenever you hear about like an upper management or a coach or someone that is just a diehard, or a player that's a diehard Habs fan, I love it.
Yeah, that was super cool. Like that was one of the coolest quotes I think I've seen from a player, coach, or whatnot, what have you, in a long, long time. For him to admit that he was a Canucks player watching the Habs, like as a pretty much a diehard fan, that's actually like that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I feel like you never hear that about current players. Like I guess they just don't talk about it, but it must be weird, like having a player rooting for another team in the same league. I guess it's a different conference and stuff, but still. I mean, he played for Ottawa too, though, right? So
yeah, that's right.
A bit dicey.
Yeah, he was pretty intense playing against us too when he was with the Sens. So he'd love to have that intensity behind our bench now and in our team now.
And it's usually the case when guys from like hometown, they always used to turn it up. Like Jason Pominville, I can't remember how many fucking goals this guy scored every time he used to play against his hometown. Like it's just, there's so many examples of guys that just elevate their game. Corey Crawford, I think.
Oh, another one.
You know, come on, like just stop.
Here's a good one.
But like
fucking JG Pajot.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude, this guy turned into Connor McDavid every time he comes to Montreal. Like, god damn it. Jesus Christ, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's so true. Just speaking of JG Pajot right quick, like what a good pickup for the Isles, man. I can't believe the Sens gave him up. Like, and when they did, I was like, thank Christ he is out of our division.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big contract, but definitely a good player. Like that's going to help the Isles out for sure.
Yeah. Right on, fellas. Well, where can everyone find you guys?
Pretty much, we're most active on Twitter, and just No Respect Podcast. Respect spelled RESPEK, no C, no T, throwing a K there. And our podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, and on YouTube with video too. So.
And one last thing that I wanted to mention is that we're also on TikTok. So our TikTok game is absolute shit. So if you guys want to take a look at that, you can. But no,
are you guys on OnlyFans yet, or?
It's coming up. It's coming up soon. Back half. I think the playoffs. That's when we're going to open it up. But anyway,
no first.
Yeah, 100% with this COVID. But Scotian, once again, man, I just want to say thank you. Super honored to be part of this lineup. All of the other podcasts that are coming on with you, we have tremendous respect for everyone. And I think the guys from the Habs Forum also said it. We don't view this at all as like a competition. We're all Habs fans, like trying to just kind of give our input. And everybody's going to try to look for great Habs content, and it's great to be a part of this group. So a huge thank you once again, and to everybody that's watching. If you guys want to check us out, if you don't, all good, but go Habs go from us at the No Respect Podcast.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time tonight. I really appreciate it. And thanks for having me on there a couple weeks ago. It was a blast, and hopefully we can do that again soon as well.
Yeah. Anytime, seriously. Thank you again, Matt.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Go Habs, go.
Glasgow.
Woo! Oh, this is so much fun. Another fantastic guest there. And I love highlighting these guys because they do such good work. They really do. Like, it's